2 years ago, I spent over $70 on a to-do list app. Now, I'm someone who switches productivity apps every few months just to feel something, but mainly to try to find tools that make me more productive and get more things accomplished. But with a price tag that high, of course, I was skeptical. But this specific app has actually made a meaningful difference to my productivity for my personal and work life, and I'm going to be showing you why I've been using it every single day since. Have you ever missed a crucial deadline because you forgot to write it down? It's so frustrating, embarrassing, and it makes you look completely unprofessional. But you can say goodbye to that situation ever happening again. If you really value your time and you appreciate a more premium and refined experience, then Things 3 is the solution. And later, I'm actually going to show you my workflow for Things 3 and show you how I get more done every single day. So immediately after pulling the plug and purchasing it for my iPhone, I noticed how bare bones the app looked. It seems so devoid of all these gimmicky features that you see on all these other to-do list apps. But that's exactly the strength of Things. It's the simplicity of it. The UI and design of the app itself is well crafted, it's simple, clean, and minimal. When navigating around the app, there is not a pixel wasted. Everything has a clear function, and it's intuitive and easy to use even if you're using it for the first time. One of my favorite things about using this app are the gestures and the animations that play on your screen. It makes it seem so snappy and satisfying to use each and every single day. Simply from taking off a to-do list item to moving around those items or even adding an item, it makes it such a pleasurable experience to use this app. You might be thinking after downloading an app for this much money, you should have all these crazy experimental features that allow you to do so much more. But really the key in this app is its simplicity, and to-do list apps should be simple. But what you're paying for is this refined and unique experience that you don't find on many other apps. Now, most people treat their calendars like to-do lists and to-do lists like their calendars, so we need to clear up exactly how we're going to use things. Now, using a to-do list in general should be for tasks that are actionable and are not linked to a specific time of the day. Calendars are for those time-sensitive events like appointments, classes, and meetings. Whenever an important task comes to my mind, I immediately try to get it down into the app via quick capture. The fastest way to do this is to include a widget on your home screen or even your lock screen. This allows us to easily type in the task's name and to put it into our inbox. It's important that every single task starts with an action verb. Once I type the name of the task, I just hit done, and that goes straight into the inbox view. And this inbox is not supposed to be organized. You're just supposed to have all the items that you need in there to sort later. So once I get all these tasks into my inbox throughout the day, it's then where I can just sit down in one session and start to sort all of those items. For each task that's in the inbox, I want to make sure I add a date to that task. There are a ton of great keyboard shortcuts that allow you to quickly sort through your inbox, but Command S is how you do the when feature. The when function is for when you want to be actively working on that specific task. It doesn't mean that it's completely done by that time, but that's when you're actively making progress towards its completion. The deadline is the absolute last time you should be working on that specific action item. It's important to always obey and follow the deadlines that you set, because if you start slacking off and get lazy about it, you're never going to actually follow it. After sorting the when and the deadline of a task, I can sort it even further. I can add the task to a specific area of my life, such as work, school, or home. Further, I can also add these tasks to specific projects, which are very large-scale tasks that can be broken down into smaller steps. And I can even turn specific tasks into projects, which is a really cool feature. I can also tag all these action items if it has to relate with a specific person or however you want to organize it that way. But often, I don't even need to sort beyond adding it to that specific area of my life, so it doesn't need to be complicated. Now if we go into the sidebar of Things, we see a few different views. There is today, anytime, someday, and the upcoming views. They pretty much explain themselves. The today view is actually the most important one that I use. These are all the tasks that you have to get done during the day in its full entirety. So it's important not to have too many tasks that are unattainable in there. A sweet spot for me is between 3 and 5. The anytime view should be filled with tasks that you don't have a specific date for yet, but have to get done eventually. And the someday view are for those tasks that are even further out, where you don't have an exact clear idea of when that needs to get done, but it would be nice to eventually. And the upcoming view is a great way to visualize all of the things that are coming up in your week or in a future date. Another useful feature of things is adding recurring tasks. This can include things like taking supplements every single day, emailing someone every other week, etc. There's a lot of ways you can customize the recurring view. Keeping a consistent routine and building a system of adding tasks, sorting them, and completing them when you say you will is the key to having this app change your life. Now, most people will probably not use this app to its fullest potential, and they'll probably get lazy and stop using it altogether, but you're better than that. And it makes sure that I never forget a task that I said I would complete, and it relieves a lot of mental processing to try to remember so many things, and getting it down to the system has been a game changer. Now, I was originally exposed to Things 3 from watching other productivity YouTubers talk about it and praise it for being this amazing app. But after seeing that price tag, I couldn't really justify whether that would be worth it. I never really spent money on apps, let alone a simple to-do app, so it's understandable that there's some hesitation there. But after 2 years of just going all in and impulse buying the software, I really haven't looked back. And I couldn't say that for a lot of the other paid software that I've gotten since then. And one of my favorite parts about it is that it's just a one-time purchase. In this subscription economy, you don't really see that often. You buy it once and then you own it forever. And a lot of these other apps that are subscription-based, you're actually going to end up paying a lot more in the long run compared to Things. Now, since using Things, I've really never forgotten a task. In addition, I've never had anything slip through the cracks from this system that I implemented, and allows me to take these really big projects that I have to work on and to break them down into these actionable steps. You may have caught on by now, but this is an Apple-only app, so I paid for all of the licenses on each of my Apple devices, starting with my iPhone, then I moved over to my Mac, and then my iPad, and they cost a different amount for each of those platforms, and then when you sum them all together, it's a lot of money. But that cross compatibility is one of its best features. It instantly syncs to the cloud and allows me to find my tasks on any device anywhere. And in my honest opinion, this is the best to-do list app that money can buy. Now, if you've gotten this far, you're probably on a journey to build a more productive and intentional life that allows you to do more with your limited time. So you might want to check out my weekly email newsletter where I'm sharing tips, advice, and insights like these all the time. So I'll see you over there.